The legendary Psychic-type Pokemon Cresselia is returning to 5-star raids, and you do not want to miss out on it, mainly because it is considered one of the best legendary Pokemon for PvP, and there's always players who are looking for it in trades. So, I'm going to be talking about what the best counters are for this legendary raid boss, and how you could take it down with the least number of trainers as possible. Alright, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. Alright, so Cresselia is returning to raid battles, and this is one of those legendary Pokemon that some players actually care about. The reason for that is because this Pokemon is really good when it comes to PvP. But of course, in order to get one that is ready for PvP, it needs to be under 1500 CP, but it also needs to be traded for because of the minimum IVs. So I think because of that, a lot of players tend to stock up on this one legendary Pokemon because it does draw a lot of trades from the most ardent battlers. So I really do think this is one raid boss you should not skip out on. It is definitely one worth farming up, even if you're never going to be using this Pokemon in raid battles. So let's talk about how you could take down Cresselia, and then afterwards I'll be sharing some more tips. Cresselia is a pure Psychic-type Pokemon, which means it's only going to have 3 weaknesses, and that is Ghost-type attacks, Dark-type attacks, and Bug-type attacks. Out of these 3, I will say that Dark types tend to have the advantage, but there's some really strong Ghost types that you will want to consider bringing. And in terms of what attacks Cresselia is resistant to, you will want to avoid bringing Pokemon with Fighting-type attacks along with Psychic-type attacks. Now, if you want the perfect IVs for Cresselia, you will want to encounter one with 1633, and if it's weather boosted, it's going to be 2041. Cresselia is a pure Psychic type, which means it's only going to have one weather boost, and that is going to be windy weather. Now, if you want to secure the win against Cresselia, you will want at least 6 trainers in the raid party with Pokemon that are at least level 35, but if you want to challenge yourself, you can potentially duo this Pokemon, but you will need the absolute best conditions, but ideally you will want to go with either 2 other trainers that are at least level 40 with the absolute best counters. Now, speaking of which, let's go over the best counters for Cresselia. You will want to consider bringing either Mega Tyranitar or Mega Gengar for your Mega Evolution, and then have a team that consists of Dawnwing Necrozma, along with Shadow Tyranitars and Shadow Chandelures. Now, let's say you do not have any of these Pokemon, and you want to go with more budget-friendly counters, then just bring your regular Tyranitars and regular Chandelures. Just make sure they have Dark-type attacks and Ghost-type attacks. Now, something very important to keep in mind regarding Cresselia is that it does have a Grass-type attack as one of its charge attacks, along with Psychic-type attacks, and those are both attacks that are going to be really strong against either Mega Tyranitar or Mega Gengar. So, in terms of the Mega Evolution, you will want to cater to whatever the Cresselia's moves are. Just pay attention to what Pokemon get recommended when you jump into the raid, and then cater your Mega Evolution and all of the Pokemon to whatever Pokemon get recommended. If you see a whole bunch of Tyranitars, for example, then it is safe to bet that Cresselia is not rocking Grass Knot, which means you will probably want to go with a whole bunch of Tyranitars. But let's say the recommended party has a whole bunch of Gengar, then that means there's probably not going to be a Psychic type charge attack, and you should go with Mega Gengar in that case. You just want to be flexible, and regardless of whatever you bring, it's not necessarily going to be a deal breaker. Cresselia doesn't hit that hard, it just has a lot of defense and a lot of health. And that's primarily what you will want to watch out for. Just bring your absolute best DPS Pokemon and you should be good to go. So yeah, overall, very straightforward raid boss. You just need to bring your best counters for Psychic types and you'll be good to go. Considering that Cresselia is a more tankier raid boss, it does mean you're probably going to need more trainers than you typically would, and unfortunately this Pokemon can't easily be duoed. You will need at least 3 trainers in the raid party in order to comfortably take this one down. But if you can get the numbers, it is definitely one worth farming up, specifically because of the amount of trades you could draw in, and it's one of those Pokemon that players are always looking for when it comes to PvP, even though it may not necessarily be considered meta. Considering that in some cases this Pokemon is often used for a lot of variety of reasons, this is definitely one you will want to stock up on, because sometime in the future maybe this Pokemon will be relevant once again and you will want to be ready for it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say regarding Cresselia. Let me know your thoughts regarding this raid boss down below. Are you planning to raid all out for Cresselia? Some people will make the argument that it's not worth all of your raid passes. But yeah, let me know if you're going to be farming up Cresselia and give your reasons why in the comments. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you ended up enjoying it and found it to be informative, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and also hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the absolute best way to do that is by joining my Patreon. If you become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then do consider joining my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and love yourself today. And I'll catch you all later.
진솔아와 함께해